What's going on? Antonio X Carter here, making a video for you. It's a little bit different than my usual, but I'm showing you in this video some credit repair tips. This is how to instantly boost your credit score very quickly in the year 2021. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. If you got jacked up credit or you just simply want to increase your credit score, this is the video for you. So excited to show you this video, guys. I'm going to jump right into it with all of these tips. I got quite a bit to go over, and I will do it the fastest that I can. And so if you have jacked up credit, if you need some credit repair tactics, if you really don't know what's going on, you need to watch all the way through to the end in order to maximize on this as much as possible. Okay, if there's anything that resonates with you, if this is the first time that you've watched me or anything, I typically do anything with affiliate marketing, making money online. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, drop some comments down below, give me a thumbs up to this video, and let's get this thing popping. So the first thing, why should you even trust me in this if I'm an affiliate marketer, if I make money online? I'm vetted in this whole game because of the reason that I've worked with a pretty big private financial institution, and my whole job was to find leads and get people business funding up to $400,000. And one of the main aspects of getting them the business funding was to make sure that they had proper credit history, decent credit history. So after doing this, I've kind of found a formula. I've done many different things in order to understand credit history, how it works. So here it goes. When it comes to credit history and increasing your credit score, credit repair, you need to know a little secret. Call this the sauce. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the sauce. Okay, the sauce is not a real thing, but this is what I'm labeling it. This is what the credit bureaus pretty much break down your ability to handle credit and all that stuff, and how they break down to percentages so that they accumulate your score in all of these different factors. Hey Antonio, what are those factors in this sauce that you're talking about? What's the ingredients? What's the components of this sauce? Well, I'm glad that you asked. The sauce consists of on-time payments, credit utilization, the age of your credit, how long it is, your types of credit, hard inquiries. So I've been able to find other sources. By the way, before I go any further, I am not a licensed lawyer or attorney or anything like that. I am not authorized to give legal advice. This is just information only. Please go ahead and research the things that I'm going to give to you. Now, with that said, on-time payments is about 35% of that breakdown. Credit utilization is about 30%. The age or history of your credit is about 15%. Types of credit you have is about 10%. And of course, hard inquiries is about 10%. These numbers are so important because if you know how your credit is being dispersed and how your spending habits and all of these factors that I just named, you will be able to be more effective in your spending habits, paying things off, what needs to be paid off, what doesn't. You'll just be able to qualify for a lot more things and have better credit if you have knowledge of how your credit works. See, I told you, man, this whole sauce thing, this is crazy. Now that you know what the sauce is, we now need to see how we measure up. And how are we going to do that? We're going to go over to our desktop, look at a couple of websites for you. I'm going to drop the links for these websites down below as well so that you can access them and pull your credit history and look at it for yourself. All right, guys, we're at google.com, and the first website that we're going to be using is Experian.com. I use this website a whole lot. They recently converted. It used to be, I think, annualcreditreport.com or something like that. This is a very good one. This is like the go-to. This is Experian, the credit bureau itself, but you can still pull all three of your credit scores from it. We have the notorious, I think it's Credit Karma. Yeah, creditkarma.com. Sign up here for your credit score and your credit reports. Thing about Credit Karma, I think only gives you two. I believe it only pulls from
two of the credit bureaus. And I think that's TransUnion and Equifax. I don't think they show Experian. Don't quote me on that. Also, they have these other options here. Obviously, that's kind of how they generate their money. They have partnerships with these other companies and stuff, which is pretty cool. But, we're not talking about loans here. Then you have, I believe it's called creditrepair.com. Creditrepair.com. It's a pretty known website as well. I think they pull all three credit scores. And I have to do a little bit more research on that one, but definitely, for sure, Experian.com is probably going to be your best bet if you don't like that, because I think that they have a paid monthly subscription after like 30 days, which is, I highly recommend it. You really need to know your credit scores. It helps out. They send out emails. They let you know when your credit balance has changed, or your credit limit has changed, or if there's different ways for you to increase your score, which there's something called the Boost, credit score booster, something like that, where you can link up your utilities to Experian and they'll give you like 20-30 points extra. Works out. So that's 3 for you very quickly. I hope you go ahead, check these out, read the About Us, click around, just get familiar and see what works out for you. Just remember, you want to get all 3 credit bureaus. When it comes to doing your own soft pulls, you have 1 free credit report every year, and then thereafter, you have to be a little bit more careful about when you're pulling your credit scores. So it's not seeming as if you're just consistently checking your credit scores to pull out loans and stuff. Now, back to me.
All right, now that we've looked at some websites so that you can sign up, get your free credit report, 1 per year, and make sure they're from all 3 bureaus. I said that before, not just 1 or 2, all 3, so that you can see how you measure up, how you level up, right? After you do this, you want to make sure that you don't have any of these issues. These are the things that you want to look for on your credit history. You want to look for hard inquiries, right? If you went to go purchase a house or a car, maybe you didn't go purchase a house or a car. You want to check out something else, a personal loan for your student loans. A lot of times people can do what I call shotgun blasts. And this is when they send out massive inquiries to other different companies to shop for the best rate. Now, when they do this, the credit bureaus may say, this person's shopping for something cool. However, once it gets beyond like 5, 6, 7 inquiries, maybe you go to another store or another website or another platform and they do another 7 to 10 inquiries. Before you know it, you can have 20, 30, 40 inquiries on your credit history report without even knowing it. And that is causing your credit score to go down. Okay, and you can actually get some of these removed. If you didn't make a purchase on whatever it is that you was trying to shop for, many times you can get most of these inquiries removed. And the biggest problem is that these are hard inquiries, not soft inquiries, also known as hard pulls and soft pulls. Hard inquiries are really bad for your credit history, especially if you have a lot of them. If you have a lot of these on your credit history, you can simply write out a letter requiring the credit bureaus to remove a lot of these hard inquiries. I can't remember the name right now as of making this video because this is just something that popped up in my brain, but perhaps somewhere on the video somewhere down in the description. By the time I upload this video, I will put it down there, the type of letter to write. Another thing you want to look for in your credit history is not having enough credit, right? If you're just now building credit, things might be a little bit tough for you, right? If you are used to dealing with cash and maybe you only have like 2 credit cards and this is your first 2 credit cards within the previous 2 years, it's going to be a little bit difficult. So in that case, you may want to borrow somebody else's credit. I say borrow in quotations because you may want to be added as an authorized user. Your name may need to be on another person's account so that you can they co-sign you so that you can borrow their credit history, then you can get approved for that. This is also known as the age of your credit. It takes some time to build it up. Those who have a long, extensive history of credit, of course, the credit bureaus love it because they can see all the way back and say, this person has done very good, versus I only have a small little snapshot to really see how good they are with their credit before I give them $20,000 in credit cards. Another huge one is late payments. Late payments will kill your credit, guys. If you have late payments, try your best to get those removed ASAP. A lot of them are legit, but at the time of making this video, COVID hit, and a lot of the credit companies and whatnot, credit bureaus, are being very forgiving when it comes to COVID and coronavirus. All you got to do is just pick up the phone and call these individuals and say, hey, this was due to an issue. I'm not necessarily asking you to lie, but the loophole is there. I'm not going to lie. Just blame everything on the coronavirus. And a lot of times these companies will work with you. They will expunge late payments and get those removed off of your credit history for the next 30 to 60 days. It'll be gone. And if this is able to work for you, it will do wonders for your credit score. Trust me. There's also something known as a goodwill letter. The goodwill letter says, hey, can you please remove this off of my credit history? This isn't something that's happened often. This is something that's only once in a while. I transitioned my bank accounts over to another account. Somebody in my family got sick. This is hurting my future endeavors so that whenever I try to go purchase a house, I'm not able to. Can you please remove this from my credit history as a courtesy? And a lot of times, again, they will work with you, barring the circumstances. Another thing is bankruptcies. Bankruptcies really hurt your credit history. Now, if you already did the bankruptcy, you had to do what you had to do in order to get your credit history and stuff back. But it takes time, right? It takes a lot of time, and sometimes credit history shows the bankruptcy well after 7 years. All right, so you want to go ahead and get that handled so people aren't making decisions on something that happened 7 years ago. But try your hardest not to go bankrupt. A lot of people think that bankruptcy is the best option until they're trying to buy a house or a car 3 years later and they realize that they can't purchase one because they filed for bankruptcy. So if you can, try your hardest to not go for bankruptcy. And then we have high utilization. This one I am very guilty of because with the fact that I was able to help a lot of companies get business funding, I partook of it, and I do have a lot of credit cards, and unfortunately I have a lot of credit card debt. I do a lot of high ticket coaching. I've purchased a lot of coaching. I purchased a lot of coaching, especially the previous year, and so now I'm paying that off. I have plans in order to get that high utilization down fairly quickly, but for the time being, it is not a good look on my credit cards, my credit history, because my utilization is well above 35%. Okay, you really want to get that down to under 30%. You don't want to be on the line. Okay, and so if you're not under 30%, yes, 30%. You're doing yourself some harm. And sometimes this is just a matter of calling your company, your credit card company, and simply asking, hey, can you raise my credit limit? Because if you have a credit card that's $1,000 and you have only $500 of balance on that card, you have 50% utilization. But if your credit card is at $5,000 credit limit and you only have a $500 balance, that's a huge significant drop in percentage of credit utilization. I don't know what that number is, but that's not even 10%, okay? Something like that. Whatever that number is, it's a lot lower than 50%. In order to do this, all you got to do is call your credit card company and say, hey, I'm possibly looking to make a big purchase in the near future. Can you please raise my credit limit so I can make this purchase? And sometimes they'll ask you what you need it to be, and you can tell them like $2,000 or $3,000 higher. You don't need to go from like $5,000 to $20,000. Just raise it up maybe $3,000 or $5,000, or in some cases just $1,000, and it will drop your credit card utilization instantly. Ladies and gentlemen, this is so easy. Like, oh my God, I could just go on and on about this stuff. And so the last thing I'm going to touch on in this video, I got to look you square in the face on this one. Don't close your old accounts. I know what your parents probably taught you. It's an old school thing. In order to close your old accounts, my parents did it. And then after I realized what harm that does to a person's credit history, I was like, why would you do that? You have a credit card account that's been open for 20 years and you just closed that mug. You don't want to close these accounts because it reduces the amount of credit history on your account. So just like I said earlier, credit bureaus love to see a good amount of history on your credit card. I'm sorry, not your credit card, but your credit history, right? So theoretically, let's say you have 3 accounts. You have a personal loan, you have 2 credit cards. Pay off the personal loan. The personal loan will automatically kind of close and show 0. So now you only have 2 things that show open history. You have 2 credit cards. One's been open for 20 years. One you just had to open for 3 years ago. Okay, very temporary. You close the one after you've paid it off. You've closed the credit card that you had for 20 years. Now the credit bureaus are looking at your credit as if you've only had history for 3 years. So you did all of that work in the past and nothing to show for it. And they're looking at you like you're a new person in the game, like you're a novice, which is obviously not the case. Not close your old accounts once you pay them off. If you got credit cards that you've paid off, whether it's $50, $100, $10,000, it doesn't matter. They only see whether you had an account or not. They're not looking at the amounts. And if they're paid off, keep those bad boys. You can even cut up your cards if you have to and throw them out and never use them again. But do not close your old accounts. Oh, I got one more. This is a little bonus. Use your cashback rewards. A lot of you have spent so much money on these credit cards and you have a ton of cash rewards, airplane mileage, all types of perks on your credit cards, and you don't even know how to use them because you've never checked. If you have cashback rewards, put that towards your credit, your existing balance to pay things off a little bit quicker. All right, guys. Well, that was it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you got a lot from it. That is a wealth of knowledge to really just help you create such a huge impact, a meteor-size impact on your planet Earth to your credit limit. I hope that analogy made sense. If not, it's okay. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button if you've really enjoyed this video. Hit the bell icon so that you can get notified anytime I upload future videos. Give me a thumbs up. It helps me with the algorithm. I'm really trying to hit 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Help me with that. Drop me some comments down below, and please do not forget to look at the bottom of the description. At the description under the video, I do help people make money online. So even if you're having some credit issues, obviously you want to pay off those balances fairly quickly. I can help you with that with a lot of my online marketing tips and tricks. I have a lot of free resources for you down below. Till the next video, see you later.